A house is a building that you sleep, shave, and shower in. Home is a complex, abstract, emotional concept that is a bit more difficult to define.
My home is where my heart rests. I worked hard in the garden, relaxed in the water, and my imagination ran wild and free as I learned about the temporary nature of life on this earth. But then I was uprooted, forced out, and my feelings were dismissed for the sake of another person's greed. Every house I've had since leaving this place has felt as temporary as the hotels I've stayed in throughout my travels, and I now understand why. Plain and simple, I never wanted to leave. Reclaiming my home is more than just nostalgia or sentimentality. It's taking back my power, restoring my identity, and reclaiming my legacy. I pray to one day be home again.
That was some footage of my old home and a poem I wrote to explain its significance to me. The house you saw being delivered in the second clip is not my old home, but it looks like it's going to be my house for the foreseeable future. Let me explain. I've been wanting to buy back my home for my entire adult life, which has now been the last 17 years. The owner and I spoke about it some last year, and we finally come to an agreement that we could make a deal. I started off the year of 2026 with the plan of having my home on my land by mid-spring. After speaking with the owner for a while, he was a bit hesitant on giving me a numerical price, but he assured me that, hey, when you're ready, this house is ready. So I checked back in with him after a month or so, and he told me, look, I would be more comfortable if you just go out and purchase another home of similar value, and then we can trade, do an even swap. So I took a job out of town to make the money to make all the accommodations for this arrangement. And I finally found another mobile home of equal value to trade with. I purchased the other mobile home. I'm working 16 hours away from home, and my only means of communication with him is a cell phone, which he is no longer answering. I go back home on a weekend for my mother's wedding, and I finally get in touch with the owner in person, and he regretfully informs me that he has changed his mind. He profusely apologized to me, and he made it very clear that he wants to keep the house for a bit longer. But when the time comes, he will sell it to me, and I'll be the only person he will sell to. So, yes, I am disappointed. I have a lot tied up in that home. However, I can confidently say I did all that was in my power to make that deal go through. And I've decided that I'm going to convince myself not to measure my personal worth and value in the outcome of this situation, because it wouldn't be fair to me. Getting my home back is a long-term life goal of mine. However, goals of this nature rely on the decision of another person. And if I evaluate my own personal worth or value in a situation that relies on the decision of another person, then I'm allowing another person to determine my worth. So, am I disappointed? Sure, of course. Am I faithful? Believe it or not, yes, I am. Am I foolish? Possibly. But what else do I have at this point? Moving forward, I can't control the decisions of another person. However, I can make my own decision to enjoy this surprise house as much as I can until it's time to go home.